Hey everybody, welcome to Mighty Modern. I'm Corbin and this is The Dream, also known as White Black Smallpox. Did well, top 32 to Grand Prix Vegas, and this looks like it's going to be a fun matchup here. Okay, so let's see here. We're going to go ahead and just play this Urborg and play this Inquisition. Oh great, it's playing Nauseam, huh? No sleight of hand for you. Okay, so I'm excited about this deck. It's a Smallpox deck. We control their hand, we control their board, we play Liliana's to win the game, we play all the removal. It's great. Just lock your opponents out of doing stuff. Smallpox, really fun one. Each player loses a life, discards a card. We have Bloodghast and Lingering Souls to discard, so no biggie for us. Sacks a creature, again, our only creature is Bloodghast, we don't care. And sacrifices a land, and we have Flagstones as our value sacrifice, which you're about to see. This is one of the best parts of the deck here. We get to make black mana with the Flagstones, and we get to see. We're not going to need these Fatal Pushes, that's for sure. We get to sacrifice this land. We're going to go get a Plains out of our deck when this hits the graveyard, so we don't actually miss a land drop. So what our Smallpox did here is it made them discard a card. Yeah, that's fine, whatever. But really, it sets them back a turn on lands, and then we're about to follow up with Liliana here. Alright. Anyways, this is a nice start for us. But yeah, I just got back from Vegas. Vegas was crazy. I worked the event behind the scenes. I was in the feature match area helping with all the cameras, filming the top 8 draft, all kinds of stuff. And man, it was 5 days of long days. I was absolutely destroyed, exhausted by the end of it. But you know what? It was fun. It was Grand Prix Vegas. That's what it's supposed to be. So, you know, looking forward to doing it again here in a few years. But I really enjoyed everyone who came up to me and said hi. You know, that's something that I know for a lot of people, maybe that's, you know, it's normal for them, right? If you're one of the big names in Magic, right? That happens to them a lot. But for me, it was very different, very new. So I really appreciate everyone who came up and said hi and wanted to talk about Mighty Modern, wanted to talk about Modern in general or coverage stuff or whatever. I really appreciate everyone who came up and said they enjoyed the content. So I appreciate you watching, and I'll be in Grand Prix Cleveland, or I just got back from Grand Prix Cleveland, I guess, by the time this video goes up. So I always enjoy when I get to talk to people at events. So thanks for coming out, and hopefully, you know, in the future I'll get to see some more of you guys out there. Okay, Lingering Souls, perfect draw here. I'm just going to go ahead and plus this, and we can just discard our other Liliana, because that's not going to matter much. Got Teachings as the last card out of his hand. That's an interesting one. Oops. All right. Well, I would say we are where we want to be here. We finally have a way to win here. Our Liliana's taking over. Our opponent has Phyrexian Unlife, but no cards in hand, so he has to get to 5 mana and find a Ad Nauseam. So this is not very good for him, all in all. And he had a Simian Spirit Guide. Yeah, that's not going to do it. Okay, well this one looks like it's probably in the bag. As you might expect against a combo deck that turns out they actually need their hand. It got Smallpox on turn 2 after... I mean, we went Inquisition, Smallpox, Liliana. That's pretty tough to beat. Our opponent needs to rip lands, and he needs to do it fairly quickly. He's just not going to get there. Okay, so moving on to the sideboard here. I think we have to worry about ley lines. That would be the thing I'm most concerned about. Yeah, unfortunately, not too much of this does stuff. The Fatal Pushes aren't going to be very good, unless he has Lab Maniac, which is possible, but we'll get him more land destruction here. Surgical, probably pretty good. Yeah, the only other one we'd think about is Dark Blast. You know what? We saw Mystical Teachings, so not Dark Blast, rather Shadow of Doubt. I don't mind Shadow of Doubt here because of that. Damnation we don't need. Unmaking's pretty good. What to cut? We could cut one of the Planeswalkers. I'm not sure if that's a good idea or not. I think it's probably fine. We're only going to need basically 1 threat here. I'm unsure about bringing in Leylines of the Void. I'm also not sure what our deck does against Leyline of Sanctity. I'm not sure we have a good plan to deal with that. I will keep this hand, though. It's not the best thing ever, but it... Okay, he didn't actually have the Leyline, so that's important for us. That means this Unfortunately, Thoughtseize won't be until turn 2 unless we draw a black source here, but I think that is what it is. We can go Thoughtseize and Liliana again. Hopefully he will not be able to fight through that. Okay, double Liliana even. Yeah, it's just also kind of a hedge. You know, if he had Leyline on turn 0, this hand actually did something against that. Alright, well, it is a good turn to Thoughtseize, that's for sure, with that Pentad Prism out there. Okay, well, this is pretty good. I guess we take the Unlife here. That's the combo piece. He's got the just naturally has the Lightning Storm. Teachings is pretty good. I think we just have to take the Unlife. He's going to have a lot of turns to set up here, so we really would like to draw more hand disruption. Ooh, that's pretty good. Okay, so here's what I think we're going to do. We are going to start by playing Liliana. We make each player discard a card, and we're going to discard our own Liliana here. Because I'd like to get full value out of the Lingering Souls, and second Liliana doesn't seem super relevant. Okay, so we know our opponent just resolved Serum Visions, and he went top. So forcing a shuffle here is actually very good. We also know he has the Serum Visions in hand, so we could hit his other Serum. We could hit Serum Visions because we know it gets a card out of his hand and really force him to start top decking, or we can take Unlife because it's actually a piece of his combo. I'm not sure which is better here. I think given that we're going to be tearing apart his hand, I'm just going to take the Serum Visions because it gets an additional card out of the hand. Okay, well, we're an ad nauseam away from dying. That's good to know. Fortunately, it did work out that we were able to take that card from him and force a shuffle, which is good. Probably had an ad nauseam floating around, or just lands because he needs those as well. So he's going to have Unlife here. He's got the Angel's Grace. So really what we're looking for is to strip his hand apart before... yeah. We just have to keep him off of of things that kill us. So making him shuffle there was good. Getting the Serum Visions away from good. Now he has to find a ad nauseam to beat us. And he's got a lot of mana going on now. And you can flash this back too. Actually has mana to flash it back. You'd have to go all in to do that, but I think I'm gonna discard the Lingering Souls here. See what he discards. Discarded the Unlife because he has the Angel's Grace, huh? So I'm actually really tempted to just play our other Liliana and plus it again. Because we know that way that we get Lightning Storm or Angel's Grace out of his hand. And I mean, maybe the Lightning Storm just doesn't matter. Maybe that plays better next turn after we play Sorin this turn. I think that might be true. Alright, well, we got a dude. Yeah, hopefully nothing crazy happens here. He had a land, so if he's forced to pass again, that's actually good for us. Okay, great. Oh, wow, okay. And this is kind of the same thing, right? Let's just do this. It's going to be very difficult for him to win through what we're putting out here, I think. We have a bunch of disruption going on. Alright, he's got to think this one through here. I think he's just dead, to be honest, but yeah, okay. Now we'll plus Liliana because we actually don't need this other one because we're taking his last card. Flashback our Lingering Souls. Okay, I would say that things are looking pretty good for us here. He's got mana. He's got to find ad nauseam, but he also has to find now because he didn't play that unlife earlier. Okay, well that's a lot of mana. Smallpox, huh? Okay, well. So math here. This would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, it's 7 with it, so we need to make another token. I actually don't think I'm going to Smallpox. Well, maybe we could Smallpox and then Liliana Ultimate. That seems fine. Well, yeah, and that's yeah. I think we just Liliana Ultimate so we don't die next turn. Because we have lethal. Well, if we Smallpox, we won't have lethal, right? ECB at 16, we wouldn't have lethal. So the question is, do we want to limit his mana, as hard as we can here? Or do we want to set up to kill him next turn? I think that I just... Okay, well, it wouldn't be next turn, right? Because we're dealing 4 this turn, putting him to 13. And then next turn we would have 4, 6, plus 4, which is 10. So he's not dead in 2 turns anyway, so we may as well Smallpox. I don't know if it's correct to burn the Liliana here, but I really just want to mess up his... I just want to keep him off doing stuff. Sure, this seems like the right split. I think limiting their mana as much as possible is the right thing to do here. Obviously you want to keep Liliana around, but they're just going to be top decking and playing whatever they draw anyway, so... Also possible I could have just activated a Shambling Vent and added to my clock that way, and that might have been better, I'm not sure. But yeah, this wrecks their mana as much as possible. And we get in for 4, put them... Okay, yeah. They can't draw out of it if you just don't have mana to do it. So there you go. That is a thorough dismantling of what's probably the best combo deck in the format by the Smallpox deck here. And that's exactly how we drew it up. So let's move on to the next one. Thanks for watching, guys.